In this video, I'll be talking about the verification of marks, the photocopy, as well as the revaluation process for the CBSE classroom board examination 2022. So a lot of students have written the CBSE classroom board examination and they are not satisfied with their performance. They feel like they want more marks for their performance and they are not satisfied with their marks. So they're asking questions like, should I apply for reevaluation now, or should I wait, or should I not apply, because they fear that their marks will decrease. But in this video, I'll be talking about the whole process and also talking about the circulars which are released by the CBSE board in the website, so that it will be helpful, useful, and beneficial for you. So without any further ado, let's get started. So right now I'm in my computer. I am right now in Google. I've typed CBSE and we have to go to the CBSE official website. It's the main website of the CBSE board. So I'm just going to this website. This is the official website of the CBSE board, okay? So you have two circles, okay? First one is calculation and computation of the result. The second one is regarding verification, photocopy, and reevaluation of the exam performance for class 10 as well as class 12. So I will be talking about this notice, okay? This is the PDF document of the evaluation of answer booklets which have been done. So this is the notice which has been released dated 23rd of July, okay? So when it comes to reevaluation process, only those students who are not satisfied with their performance, they have to apply for reevaluation, okay? So I'll be explaining you this document so that you will get an idea of what you can expect out of this whole reevaluation and verification of marks as well as photocopy. So let's get started. So first and foremost, CBSE is saying evaluation of answer booklet is done under a well-settled policy. To ensure that the evaluation is error-free, CBSE is taking several steps. After strictly following these steps, the result is prepared, okay? So result is actually prepared after following some steps. Now, though the CBSE is having a well-settled system of assessment, however, if students are not satisfied with their evaluation, they are provided with an opportunity for verification of marks and a facility to obtain the photocopy of their evaluated answer booklets as well as the reevaluation of their answers. Students using these facilities are requested to read the guidelines for valuing these facilities carefully before applying to avoid any inconvenience later. So you gotta read these guidelines carefully before you apply for the reevaluation and verification and photocopy. So make sure you read these guidelines, okay? There are three different things. First one is verification of marks. The second one is photocopy of the evaluated answer booklet. And the third one is reevaluation of answers. So the detailed modalities for applying verification of marks, obtaining photocopy of the evaluated answer booklet, as well as reevaluation of answers for the candidates who have appeared for the Senior School Certificate Examination Class 12 Term 2 Examination 2021-2022 are given below. So these are the guidelines. Requests for all processes will be accepted only online and during the specified schedule along with the processing fees. So no application after the scheduled date and time in offline mode will be accepted. So everything is online, okay? Nothing is offline. The entire application process for reevaluation is completely online. The second is the processing charges can only be deposited online through credit card, debit card, or net banking, and processing charges shall not be accepted through postal order, DD, a money order, cash, or check. So all the old traditional models of payment is not there accepted. Only the new, the modern payment models like the online way of paying someone is accepted, okay? So you have to pay only online, everything is online, and now the incomplete or offline application will be summarily rejected without any correspondence with the candidate. So they have actually forcing you to come online, okay? You have to be online. If you want to apply for reevaluation, you must know how to use the online tools and you must know internet, okay? Without knowing internet, without knowing technology, you will not be able to apply. So they have blocked those people who are living in villages from applying, okay? Only those people who know how to use technology can apply for revaluation. The fourth one is only a single application for each step per candidate will be accepted in the online process. The candidate must decide in advance whether he or she has to apply for one subject or multiple subjects. You have to decide, okay, whether you can apply for one subject or multiple subject, but it depends on you, okay? So it depends on the subjects you have. Let's say you have 6 subjects, you can apply for all the 6 subjects or only one subject. The fifth point is board will not be responsible for any consequences due to revision of marks or delays in the process for reasons beyond control. But board doesn't care about the delay of your college admission process because board will take their own time. It's not responsible for any future consequences, okay, or delays. You have to be patient, okay? If you want to get the results, you have to be patient to check the revision of marks, okay? And the sixth point is decrease even by 1 mark shall be affected, okay? So applying for revaluation doesn't mean your marks will increase, okay? If you have not answered according to the marking scheme, which is given by the CBSE board, then your marks may decrease, okay? It can even remain the same, but it can decrease. If it decreases, CBSE is not responsible for that because you only apply for revaluation. You are taking risk with your own life and you are responsible for yourself, okay? So decrease by even a single mark will be affecting your performance, and you cannot blame anyone except you, okay? So this is the sixth point. You have to be careful before applying for revaluation. Apply only if you're 100% confident that you have written answer according to the marking scheme, or you are confident that you have written the right answer, and this is the thing which is required for increase in marks. If you want to increase in marks, then you have to write answers according to the marking scheme. Now, what does the 7th point say? The 7th point says that in case where there is a change in marks, both increase or decrease, such candidates shall have to surrender the mark sheet cum certificate which is in their possession. Therefore, they shall be issued a new mark statement, new mark sheet cum certificate, okay? If your marks have either increased or decreased, then you will get a new mark sheet, and your old mark sheet has to be returned back, okay? So this is what CBSE is saying. So a whole mark sheet is of no use if the marks have increased or decreased. If it remains the same, you can continue to use the old mark statement, but if your marks have increased, then you will get a new mark statement, okay? This 8th point is processing charges are non-refundable. So once you give money to someone, you cannot expect the money back, okay? Because people will not give you the money back. CBSE says clearly that the money is not refundable. So you will not be able to expect money back if you have given CBSE the money for revaluation, okay? Processing charges are not refundable. It's non-refundable, meaning you will not get the money back. So now coming to verification of marks, it says schedule is given in Annexure 1. Okay, Annexure 1, and then processing charges are 500 rupees per subject. So you have to pay 500 rupees for verification per subject, okay? And the outcome of the verification will be communicated in the same login account of the candidate from where he or she has applied for verification in the following manner. So this is a process, okay, folks? You have the account online, and the outcome of the verification will be uploaded to the login account of the candidate. So the results will be displayed online. No individual communication will be sent in this regard. Everything will be displayed in the online account. And in case of a change in marks, the first communication that marks have been changed, increased, will be provided or hosted. If marks has changed, then you will know the status in that application form, okay? Otherwise, therefore, once the result is recalculated, the actual increase or actual decrease of marks will also be provided. So how much marks have increased, how much marks have decreased, that will also be communicated with you. The applicants are advised to visit the official website of the CBSE board for the status of the verification request. Only those candidates who will apply for verification of marks online will be eligible to apply for obtaining the photocopy of answer booklets in that particular subject. So if you want to apply for photocopy as well, then you have to apply first and foremost for the verification of marks. If you have not applied for verification, then you're not eligible to get the photocopy of the answer booklet of that particular subject. Okay, you first have to understand the verification of marks is so important. You got to fill that if you want to be eligible to obtain the photocopy of the answer booklet. So now I'll talk about the procedure for obtaining the photocopy of the answer booklet. Okay, application for obtaining a photocopy of the evaluated answer booklet is given below. Okay, only those candidates who have applied for verification of marks online in a manner prescribed as above will be eligible to apply for obtaining the photocopy of the evaluated answer booklet. So only those people who have applied for verification are eligible to apply for photocopy. And the processing charges for photocopy will be 700 rupees per subject for class 12, and the schedule is given in the actual one, so which I'll be talking about later. What is an actual one? So the application submitted on behalf of the candidate and also the incomplete application will be summarily rejected, and fees deposited shall be forfeited without any further reference. So let's say you have the application submitted on behalf of the candidate and this application is incomplete, and if you have also paid the fees, your application will be rejected and you will not get the money back. Okay, you will not get your money back if the application is incomplete. So you have to make sure that you complete your application completely so that you'll be able to, the CBSE will be able to process your application. And applicants will be provided a scanned copy of the answer book in their login account after blocking all information related to the identity of the examiner, evaluator, and other official information or association with the examination process. So everything, we have to maintain, CBSE has to maintain the privacy of the examiners, and whoever examined your paper, the examiner's privacy will be, kind of blocked or blocking all the information. They will kind of blur those information and only show the essential information in the answer booklet. Okay. So if the candidate decides to challenge the marks allotted to any question, then he or she will be able to apply online as per the schedule for evaluation of the marks. So if you want to challenge a particular question, you will be able to do that by applying online for reevaluation. That's reevaluation, okay, which I'll be talking about now. So reevaluation of evaluated answer booklets. So that means you are challenging per question. Okay, let's say you have got some marks for a particular question and you're not satisfied with that marks. You can challenge the CBSE board to recheck the answer so that the CBSE can increase that mark for that particular question. So only those candidates who apply for obtaining photocopy of the evaluated answer booklet will be eligible to apply for reevaluation. So now, if you want to apply for reevaluation, then you have to obtain the photocopy. Okay, so you have to do the process by process. So if you want to apply for photocopy, you need verification marks. But if you want to apply for reevaluation, you need a photocopy. So everything is step by step. So only those candidates who apply for obtaining a photocopy of the evaluated answer booklet will be eligible to apply for reevaluation or challenge the marks allotted to the question. Requests for reevaluation challenges shall be accepted only for the theory portion at 100 rupees per question. So per question, if you want to challenge that question, and if you want to reevaluation for that particular question, you have to pay 100 rupees per question. Okay. So this is the reevaluation process. Or challenges will be accepted only for theory, okay, not for practical. So only for theory, you can only change the 70% of marks which you got. So 70% of marks in that 100 rupees you have to pay per question in order to request for reevaluation. So next, the applicant will have to refer to the marking scheme in the subject considered, which would be available on the website along with the question paper. Therefore, candidates can submit an application for reevaluation in the required question with reasoning. So you have to refer to the marking scheme, which is provided by the CBSE board in the website, along with the question paper, so that you can get an idea of what does the CBSE expect in your answers. Okay, if your answer is matching the marking scheme provided by the CBSE board, then you can confidently apply for reevaluation because you will have the confidence that your marks will increase because you have written the right answer. But If you've written the wrong answer and you expect marks, then marks will not be given because it's not matching the marking scheme provided by the CBSE board. So CBSE is not willing to give free marks or bonus marks or grace marks for you because you do not have written the answer according to the marking scheme. So candidates have to submit an application form for revaluation only if the required question is not, CBSE has not given you marks. You have to have a clear enough reasoning to prove that you have not got the marks. So the status of revaluation shall be uploaded on the website followed by formal communication from the regional office. Decrease even by 1 mark shall be affected, okay? During revaluation process, if your marks go down, then that is permanent, okay? You cannot change or do anything about it. For the rest of your life, in the record books, your marks will be as it is, okay? So the result of the revaluation will be final and no appeal or review against the revaluation would be entertained by the CBSE board, okay? The CBSE has said this clearly that the result is final. The CBSE will not do anything about it. Even if you get low marks, the CBSE doesn't care about your marks because your marks is your marks. In case of all the above activities, 1, 2, 3, the decision of the board on the marks awarded shall be final and binding on the candidate. So this is so important for you to understand, okay? Decision is final, so you're taking a risk with your life. Only apply for revaluation if you're 100% confident that your marks will increase. If you feel that your marks will stay the same or decrease, then do not apply for revaluation, okay? Photocopy of the answer books under Right to Education Act 2005 will be provided as per the provisions of Right to Education Act 2005. However, a request for verification and or revaluation cannot be made under Right to Education Act and shall not be entertained. So as per the Right to Education Act, the verification and photocopy of revaluation will not be given, okay? So that's so important to understand, okay? You can only get the photocopy before applying for revaluation. After applying, they will not be able to give, okay? So this is kind of the circular, and when I talk about annexure, this is the dates. These are the dates which are given, scheduled for verification of marks, obtaining photocopy of evaluated answer booklet, and revaluation for Class 12 examination, Term 2, 2021-2022. So verification of marks, applying online, you have to start, the duration is from 26th, that is tomorrow, 26th of July to 28th of July, okay, until midnight. It's there. You have to pay 500 rupees per subject. For obtaining the photocopy of the evaluated answer booklet, you have to apply online. Everything is applying online, and that is from 8th of August to 9th of August. You have to pay 700 rupees per answer booklet. And reevaluation, that's a final process. You have to apply online, and that takes place from 13th of August to 14th of August until midnight. And you have to pay 100 rupees per question if you want to apply for reevaluation. You can apply for all the 3 things: verification of marks, obtaining photocopy of evaluated answer booklets, as well as reevaluation. It totally depends on you, but the online process can be done on holidays too, because reevaluation takes place during Saturday and Sunday, so everything happens in all the days. So this is kind of the circular which is released by CBSE. I hope you got some valuable information on this notice. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down in the comment section so I'll be able to help you. Hold on, wait a second. I have more information for you, because I have another circular for calculation and computation of results, because this is also so important to understand, okay? So this is also from CBSE board, dated 23rd of July. It's regarding the computation. I just want to say that CBSE has given examples talking about the percentage used for calculation, the formula which has been used during this board examination, because this board examination is divided into 2 parts, term 1 and term 2, right? In term 1, you have only 30% of theory, and in term 2 have 70% theory. So 30-70 ratio, okay? So term 2 has more weightage for theory compared to term 1. So practical will be 50-50, okay? Term 1 50% and term 2 50%. But when it comes to theory, the more weightage is given for term 2. So that's the reason why many students students were confused about their marks because they feel like their marks have to increase because they perform really well up until term 1. But when it comes to term 2, when they saw their results, they were astonished, surprised, and shocked. Why? Because they got less marks than their expectation. Their expectation was not the reality. So that's the reason why that was the case, because 70% weightage is for term 2 examination. Okay, so term 2 examination carries more weightage, so you can read the circular. If you wish to apply for verification, only do that. The CBSE has clearly said only do that if there is a mistake in the computation. Okay, if the student wishes to apply for verification of marks in any subject or wishes to know the result has been computed properly, then you can check out the term 1 and term 2 calculation in this particular PDF document. Okay, so this is how the results have been calculated. If you're not satisfied, you can check out how it's calculated, how it's done. Seems like you have not performed well in term 2 examination. That's the reason why your marks have decreased. But if you can apply for evaluation, then go ahead and do that, but with your own risk. You're taking risk with your marks, because your marks, if it decreases, that's it. You will not be able to improve again. But only apply for revaluation if you're 100% confident that you have written the right answer for that particular question. Okay, that's my advice. Thank you so much for watching.